So let's start with what may seem like a very obvious question. What is a quality decision? I ask this question quite a bit in my classes, and the first thing that most people think of is a quality decision is a decision that gets you what you want. It gets the outcomes that are desired. And no doubt that is important, but it's not all there is to a quality decision. A quality decision is one where there is a good process in terms of how you make that decision. There's a classic example that really illustrates this point well, and it's called the nickel-dime game. Let me give you a choice to make. I'm going to give you the opportunity to make some money. I want you to choose whether or not you are going to flip one coin, a nickel, or flip another coin, a dime. You can only choose one of those. If you choose the nickel and it comes up heads, you will win $5 million. If it comes up tails, you win nothing. Sounds like a good choice. If you choose to flip the dime and it comes up heads, you will win $10 million. If it comes up tails, you'll win nothing. You can only pick one of these coins. Let's just be clear that these are fair coins. There's a 50% chance on each one of these. So your decision, which one of these coins will you flip? Now, we asked this question, and it won't surprise you that most people will choose to flip the dime. Those people that choose to flip the nickel, maybe we will wonder about them, but in general, I think we can all agree that it makes more sense to choose the dime. You have twice the opportunity. You can make twice as much money. So let's just play this out. So I flipped the dime. Oh, sorry, came up tails. You didn't win anything. Just out of curiosity, I flipped the nickel to see what would have happened. Oh, it came up heads. If I had picked the nickel, I would have won $5 million. Did I make the right decision? That's the question. Now, I ask this question, and oftentimes people will say, no, I did not make the right decision. I lost $5 million by picking the dime. But did they really? If, based on the information that they had at the time, it was the right decision to pick the dime. And it will always be the right decision to pick the dime. We could argue that over time, you will do better if you continually pick the dime. Unfortunately, we're often judged on decisions we don't get to make over and over. So it's very tempting to say the decision that leads to the good outcome must be the right decision to make. So to bring this to a business situation, think about how we reward people. If you are someone who does investing for a living, you get a bonus based on the returns in your investment. So think of it as that person who, in this case, perhaps decided to go with the nickel. They made $5 million for their company. They're likely to going to get a bonus on that. That person who picked the dime, which we know is probably the right decision to make, they get nothing. So in that case, we've rewarded dumb luck rather than good process. Finally, to point out why it is that this really becomes a challenge for us is that it's extremely difficult for us to remember what we didn't know in the past. So it's something in the United States, we would think of this as Monday morning quarterbacking. In any sport, you can think of it as the next day talking about the stupid things that someone did in a sporting event that you watched. But you forget that you know how it ends. Much like that, when we try to think about quality decisions, once we know the outcome, it becomes very difficult for us to remember that we didn't know the outcome when we made that decision.